Level 1, the survival mode. You are 17 and your hands smell like fryer grease at 11:30 at night. You have a geometry test tomorrow. You haven't studied. You can't study because if you don't pick up this shift, the electric bill doesn't move. Your manager calls it an opportunity when he asks you to cover weekends. You say yes because the word no has consequences you can't afford. You eat the leftover fries that didn't sell before, close because that's dinner. Throwing food away when you're this tired feels physically wrong. This becomes a habit, not just eating the fries, learning to take what's left over after everyone else is done. That becomes the operating system. You graduate, just barely. You hold the diploma and feel nothing except a dull awareness that Monday still exists. The lie about hard work sits somewhere in the back of your head. Still alive, still waiting for you to prove it right. You are 21 now and working 2 jobs. The days blur together in a way that stops being stressful and starts being structural. You stop complaining. Not because things got better, because complaining takes energy you don't have. You start buying scratch tickets on Friday nights. Not because you think you'll win, because $2.90 of possibility is the cheapest vacation available to you. You lose every time. You go back every Friday. That tells you something about yourself that you don't want to look at directly. Level 2, the fake rich. You are 26 and you got a job with a salary, an actual salary. You say the number out loud in the parking lot after the offer call and it sounds fake. 3 months later, you have a credit card with a $4,000 limit, and you have spent $3,800 of it on things that photograph well. The apartment is nice enough for Instagram. The dinners look like the life you were promised. Nobody in those photos knows your checking account balance. You don't fully know it either because checking feels worse than not checking. This is the exact moment the illusion of choice shatters, by the way. Not dramatically, not in a single scene. It happens in a Target on a Tuesday afternoon. You're deciding between the $7 shampoo and the $14 shampoo. You are doing math in your head to buy shampoo. You have a salary now, you have a salary, and you are still doing the same math you did at 17. The number just has more zeros, and the debt has more zeros to match. You buy the $14 shampoo because the $7 one feels like going backward. That's the trap. Not the credit card, the feeling. You are 29, and the credit score is the main character of your life now. You protect it like it's a child. You make minimum payments and call it strategy. You tell yourself, this is temporary. You have been temporary for 5 years. Level 3, the golden handcuffs. You are 34 and you make good money. People tell you that you make good money. Your parents are proud in a way they weren't before, and it feels good for about a week. Then you see the mortgage. Then you see the daycare invoice. Then your company offers you a promotion, more responsibility, a small raise, a title that sounds important, and you take it because you need the raise. 2 months in, you realize the raise does not cover the hours. You are working more, and your hourly rate actually dropped. But you can't say that out loud because the title is on LinkedIn now, and people congratulated you. The cage got nicer. That's it. That's the whole level. You are 38, and you have a specific coping mechanism you haven't told anyone about. Every night before bed, you open a real estate app, not to buy anything, just to look at houses in places you don't live. A farmhouse in Portugal, a small place near the water in Croatia. You look at the photos for maybe 12 minutes, then you close the app and go to sleep. It is the only moment of the day that feels like yours. You are 40, and you haven't taken a real vacation in 6 years. A real vacation means not checking email. Not checking email means something breaks. Something breaking means the next performance review. The next review means the next raise. The next raise means next year you can finally breathe. Next year, always next year. Level 4, stealth wealth, the true millionaire. You are 47 and something shifted about 4 years ago, and you didn't announce it. You paid off the mortgage. You didn't post about it. You drive a 10-year-old truck. Not because you can't afford something newer, because the truck runs and the money sitting where a car payment would be is compounding quietly. Your neighbor thinks you're doing okay, but not great. Your neighbor is wrong. People who don't know what you're worth assume you're about 2 steps above them. That invisibility is not an accident. You built it. There is a specific freedom in being underestimated that no financial advisor ever puts in a brochure. You work because you chose the work, not because the alternative is losing the house. That sounds small. It is enormous. You eat lunch alone sometimes just because you can. No agenda, no networking. just food and quiet at 1 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. That used to feel like failure. Now it feels like the whole point. You watch a guy from your old company, someone you came up with, similar trajectory, get laid off at 52, 6 months of savings, a pension that evaporated in 2009 and never recovered. You watch it happen. You don't say anything useful. There is nothing useful to say. The difference between him and you is not talent. It's a series of boring, unglamorous decisions made over 20 years that nobody saw and nobody clapped for. Level 5, F you money, the billionaire, you are 53 and the number in the account stopped being real a long time ago. Not in a broken way. In a way where it stopped being money and started being a score in a game with no end condition. You can buy the building. You already own 3 buildings. The problem is not resources. The problem is that the problems you now have cannot be solved with resources. Your kids don't know how to be bored. Your friendships have a transactional residue that never fully washes off. You sit in rooms with other people at this level. The thing nobody says out loud is that most of them have no idea what they're doing. Not evil, not masterminds. Just people who won a series of bets. They now have enough infrastructure around them to make the incompetence survivable. That is the thing that quietly breaks something in you, not the wealth. The banality of how it accumulates and who it accumulates around. You are 57 and you give money away now. Not out of guilt, out of having genuinely run out of things money fixes. You funded a school lunch program last year. You didn't announce it. You know what it means to be 9 years old and count on that meal. You don't need a plaque for it. And somewhere, there is a 17-year-old who smells like fryer grease at 11:30 at night. Still doing the math, still believing the lie, still waiting for the work to be enough. You were that person. You survived it, not because you won, because surviving was the only thing you ever learned how to do. And you never fully stopped.